Hey guys, it's Kevin.
What's up, y'all? This is Dom, and we are the Locks Boys. So today we're gonna be hitting the ground running with a heavy topic. We're gonna be talking about depression and raising awareness about suicide and whatnot. So to start off, I'm gonna read a writing that I've done. Alright, so here we go. Let Me Be Clear by Kevin LaFavor. Let me be clear. I just want this pain to end. Let me repeat. I just want this pain to end. I am not talking about killing myself, though I have chewed the thought. I want to live. I want to live without this pain. I don't want to die. I just want this pain to end. Now, most people that I've come to realize and through research and whatnot is that people who are contemplating suicide, the number one reason why they want to commit suicide is because they are in an excruciating amount of mental and emotional pain. And it's not that they want their life to end, they just think that suicide is the way to get the pain to stop. And it's not.
There's so much more that you could do to take that pain. You don't gotta just rely on committing suicide. That's not the way to go. Personally, both of us have been struck by suicide just recently. Me in the past, and it sucks. I mean, it really does. There's no other way to put it. It hurts when you lose someone to suicide. When you know people who in the past have self-harmed, have cut themselves. Just simple things like that. It makes you think, and you don't really want to think about your friends killing themselves, hurting themselves. You really don't want to think about them doing anything to that extent. And when it does, when it hits you that hard, it's like they feel like they have no other option. They just want it to end right then and there. They need to realize that you could fight through it. I mean,
and part of being that friend that is there, if you are aware of one of your friends or family members who either self-harm or are contemplating suicide, you need a few things to understand. Is that a lot of the times they have a feeling that they are not enough, that they are alone, that no one out there understands. So some of the best methods that you could, as the friend, looking out for those people that you care about most who have depression or contemplating suicide, is to be there. Be there with an ear, be there with a loving and caring spirit, and understand that one, it's not made up. Two, it's not a cold that you're over in a few days.
depression is there. And we have people that they don't want to talk about it, because once you talk about your problems become a reality. And honestly, if you know a friend or a family member or someone who you talk to, you see a pattern, just look out for patterns. I know it's not something that you want to spend your day doing at all, trust me. But if you look out for that person that you call a friend, or someone in your family, things would be a lot different. We did some research beforehand, and
found some startling statistics.
So per 100,000 people, it seems like in the Midwest, suicide happens a lot more. And it seems to be mostly men. And we're going to focus on our age group, so that would be 15 to 24. You have 20.1% of men committing suicide to 5.4% of women. And that hits home, obviously, because we're both male. And we have friends who have committed suicide. And once you realize that it happened to one of your friends, someone that you call a friend, it's almost, it makes it a reality.
You know, May 29th is what of this year is what changed it for me. I realized that it's a truth that you don't expect to come face to face with, or to happen to someone that you know. And this is how I got into advocating for it. You know, then I talked to some of my other friends. I realized that I have a couple of friends out there who are struggling with it, and I realized that I have this amazing opportunity to be the one that can hear them out, be someone to talk to, give encouraging advice, and comfort them. Let them know that they're not alone. I think that's the number one important thing that we could do.
As a community, at least.
Exactly, to show these people who
struggle with mental health
is to know that they're not alone. That we do understand and that people have been in similar shoes. I mean, obviously no two stories are going to be the same, but enough people have walked in similar shoes. I think me and Dom included in this one. So, if you do see someone who's in distress with their mental health, depression, and whatnot, something that to do is to talk to them.
Take the time out of your day to hear them out.
Exactly. Get past the "I'm fine," because that's such a BS excuse. I've used it. He's used it.
You know you're not fine. If you're in school, you see that kid sitting by himself at lunch. Be the bigger person. You see he's just eating alone, just have his head in his lap. Go sit next to that kid. Because that kid, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, you find out that kid you called weird, that kid you called fat, that girl you called a slut, it gets too much that they take their own life. How are you going to feel knowing that you or someone else did something to that person and that person can't take it anymore and they take their own life? And you know you seen him sitting by himself that day at lunch. How would you feel if you didn't take that initiative? You didn't take that first step to go and sit next to that kid, have a conversation with that kid. And then, like I said, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, you find out he committed suicide because he couldn't take the pain anymore. It sucks. It really does. I mean, it's a tough topic to talk about. You don't really have very many people anymore talking about suicide because they don't want it to be a reality. But the reality is, suicide's here. It is the leading cause of death in the United States.
Let me repeat that. That is the leading cause of death in the United States.
There was... Let me see here, because I read something on this website that was startling. Right here. There were more than twice as many suicides, 44,965 in the United States, as there were homicides, 19,362. So let that think in. That sink in.
Let's get this straight here. More people are committing suicides than there are homicides in the United States. And what are we doing about it? There's something that we can do.
There is something that we could do.
So hopefully that this video can get you guys talking and thinking about the different aspects of depression and mental health, and
Mainly
make it
suicide.
and definitely make it talkable among your friends or family. It all starts with striking up the conversation.
And if you are watching this and you have struggled with depression, thoughts of suicide, I'm going to put the link in the description below to a number you could call. Take that step. Don't just be another statistic.
Alright.
Alright, guys.
We love you guys. Look out for our next video.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Peace.